I did not mean to show pictures of genitals in class today, I promise. Okay, so it was an interesting class. It's always interesting when I start talking about reproduction, things like chromosomes, fertilization. And so we were talking about chromosomes, and I was talking about, hey, here's XX, here's XY. XX usually means that person is going to be female. And of course, people are like, what do you mean usually? I'm like, let's ask a question. Because is it possible? Because I just asked, what determines someone's sex? And a lot of them said, well, genitals. And I'm like, well, actually, no, there are 3 components of biological sex: chromosomes, hormones, and reproductive anatomy, including genitals. But I said, could you be XX and develop a penis? And of course, they're like, no, that is absolutely impossible. And I'm like, oh, we have the power of Google. Let's Google it. Which, if I had remembered the name Diller-Chappelle syndrome, would not have been a problem. But I couldn't remember the name. So my dumbass just put XX penis and didn't think a bit. Searching it with screen share on. Can you guess what I got? Now, luckily, because of the university restrictions, they were all blurred, but you can tell what was under the blurring. And the students were just having a good laugh at me. And I'm like, okay, I obviously didn't mean to look for that. Luckily, I did find Diller-Chappelle syndrome on Wikipedia and told them more about it. And then it also told them about Swyer syndrome, because you can be XY, develop as female, or present as female. And yeah, that was fun. Then the next thing that happened is we're just talking about, hey, fertilization when it happens, and we're talking about how, we want fertilization. Ideally, fertilization is going to happen in the fallopian tube, but you want implantation to happen in the uterus. And then I realized we know statistically 1/3 of my students have had no sex ed. That's a very typical Louisiana thing. And so some of them, I could tell they didn't know what these words meant. I'm like, oh, let's bring up the picture that shows, female reproductive anatomy. Let's show you where the uterus is in relation to the fallopian tubes and the ovaries and all the stuff that we're talking about. It's very hot today. I'm sorry. I know I'm sweating. It's very hot. It's Louisiana. Okay. All right. So I go to Wikipedia, and I find a good diagram of the anatomy, and I don't remember what page it was on. I think it was called Female Anatomy or something like that. But whatever it was, it had lots of pictures. And so I'm like, oh, is this the picture I want? And I scroll down just slightly, and there's a spread eagle shot. And not a diagram, actual flesh, which, is in the context of the class, it shouldn't be a big deal. It's just anatomy. It's anatomy, it's biology, it's what's down there. But in the state of Louisiana, knowing that I have people who've had no sex ed whatsoever, and have probably, some of them may have never seen that before. So lots of people were laughing at me, because I was like, oh, I didn't mean to show you that one. But then I'm like, I shouldn't be ashamed of this. But some of them were like, and I'm like, oh gosh, I went straight to my department head. I'm like, I just want to let you know, if you hear complaints, if I'm going to get fired, it's going to be this semester. It's going to be for this class. And my department head, they're like, it was appropriate for the class. If anything, we could say, oops, you accidentally clicked on the wrong thing, but you didn't do anything that was out of context for the subject that you're teaching. And I'm like, you're right, it's okay. But I did not mean to show genital pictures in class.